Hi all, it's Barb coming to you from my craft studio. I wanted to talk to you a little bit about an ideal of mine. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm thinking about hosting a year-long Get Organized challenge. If you're familiar with my channel, you know that I follow the Totally Tiffany 4-section system for my craft studio. I'm hoping by the end of the year I'll be in my new space, so I thought it'd be a great time to do a challenge, a Get Organized challenge. And I had thought of this idea before Tiffany made her big announcement, which is that she will not be with us for about a year because she's going to be living on a boat for the next year with her husband. So I really think I want to do it now more than ever. I did have sent her an email. I'm waiting to hear back whether I can post in the Get Organized with Totally Tiffany group links that aren't necessarily Totally Tiffany, and if I can pin things. I am a moderator in the group, but it comes with restrictions from the Crafters Companion people because I don't work for them, so there's certain things that I'm not allowed to do. Like, for instance, one thing I can't do is I cannot approve membership. I can't delete posts unless they're a file that's already in the group. There's files in the group, so say there's a file in there for the GOC handouts. If somebody would upload the same thing, I can delete the duplicate. But that's really the only thing I'm allowed to delete, other than my own personal stuff. Well, my stuff that I've added myself, I can delete my own, obviously, but because anyone can do that. But I'm trying to see if I can get permission to, pin the latest information about that month's challenge. But I'm thinking each month doing a different topic. This is kind of what I came up with, and I've already been asked to make some revisions to it. So like I told them, I said, this isn't written in stone. This was just something I was kind of playing around with, trying to decide what to do. I was thinking the first month is obvious. It's going to be learning about setting up your craft room, learning the 4-section system, and that. This is one where I would probably use some non-Tiffany links because she doesn't get a lot into like setting up your craft room. If you are lucky enough to have your own dedicated space, layout and such. She goes into it a little bit, and of course I would use that information, but she doesn't go into it in great detail. So I'd like to be able to bring in some outside sources. I'd like to get enough subscribers that maybe I could think about doing a live and try to answer questions as best as I can. I mean, I know Tiffany's system pretty well. There's a few things that I kind of tweaked because it worked better for me a different way, which that's the beauty of her system. It can be modified a little bit, and the other beauty of it is you don't have to use her products to use the system. And I think the second month would stay the same too, and that's paper. I also put vinyl and fabric in there. Basically what starts as your base of your project. For paper crafters, it's paper, but some people only do vinyl projects. Well, then the vinyl would be it, or they use fabric. So that's kind of what I was thinking. Now, the third month I had down embellishments, which would include your stickers, your die cuts, not your dies. There's a difference. Die cuts are the things that are already cut out from dies. Sometimes they're bought, pre-purchased, ready-made die cuts. Sometimes it could be ones that you've already cut out with either your electronic machine or your physical metal dies. Washi, brads, buttons, ephemera, pretty much anything you could add to a project to adorn it. That, how can I put it? I know there's a word for it, but I cannot think of what it is. I guess that's limited in quantity. You only have this many of it. It's not like a die where I can continue to make multiples of that. Then I had down for April, I had down stamps. For May, I had down dies. June, embossing folders. July, punches and punch boards. August, templates and stencils. I'm reading it off my Facebook post. So September, coloring agents. October, adhesives. November, other crafting essentials like your rulers, your scissors, your machines. And I had photos last, and that's the big one I've been asked is move photos up. So I was thinking I might possibly move photos up to March and then push everything back 1 month from there. But like I said, it's not set in stone. I can, fiddle with it and do it. And for the most part, I'll point you to a lot of Tiffany's already videos and stuff that she has on our YouTube channel. In the group, the Totally Tiffany group, I've uploaded into the files already a ton of her blogs and stuff, but I could also, if I can't, they don't want me to do it in that group, which I don't foresee a problem because it's using Tiffany's method and that's what the group is kind of about. But I could do it in my group, and I'm thinking at the very least I might end up cross-posting. I might end up just posting in both groups, but that's kind of my plan. I thought that way I could really just kind of start out in my craft studio and get things going from the thing. I think this time around I'm probably gonna have to really do some purging, which I haven't really had a big purge goal, which is something she really stresses. Mine's always been, would I buy this today? And if I think, yes, I would buy that, I would use it. I don't know how much I'm going to say I physically have to purge something right away, but I think one thing I want to do is figure out a way, like maybe some of the things that I've had a long time that I don't really use, put like a little sticky note with it, mark down every time I use it, and then after a certain amount of time go back and look and say, am I using it enough to justify the space it takes? I think that's going to be kind of what I do to determine what I purge from this point out, because I know I have a few tools that I haven't used. A couple of them I haven't been able to because I haven't really been crafting since I bought them. But that's kind of what I'm thinking about doing. Is that something you all would be interested in? Like I said, I use Tiffany's system and I use her products, but you don't have to use her products. You can kind of see my scrap racks back here on this wall off to the side of me. I use a lot of her products to store. One thing I love about her products is everything is visible. I mean, I think the drawers and the cabinets are wonderful, but the reality for me is if I don't see it, I don't use it. So I want to try to get things more visible. I don't know if you can see over there or not. Let me turn it. Right now my scrap rack is kind of high because I've got it on the calyx that's 2 cubes high. I think there's a 4 and a 3 over there if I remember right. I think that's what it is. I think that's what's over there. And then I have those I think those ones are 14-inch cubes. The ones they sell at Michael's now are 16-inch, but I think those are 14-inch cubes. They're a little higher than what I'd like. I have some of those half cubes, and I ordered a whole bunch of them that are like 8 inches high. And so what I want to do is put a row of those on top of the calyx units when I move it over into my new space, and then put my scrap rack on top of that. I'm hoping that I can add enough in that I can put maybe like a row of, or a column, I guess, a column of some of the extra cubes on each side of it, so that I have room to store things that maybe I don't use as frequently. That's kind of what I'm thinking right now. I've kind of have it sketched out on graph paper and the layout, and then I've been trying to sketch out like a wall what I'm thinking of doing with it. So we'll see. I'm not sure. A lot of times it changes once you get to work, and that's one thing I always tell people when they go through the challenge. First off, try it Tiffany's way. If it doesn't work, try to think about why. Maybe there's elements of it that work great, and there's just a certain thing that just is holding it back from being the best solution for you. I was going to say the perfect solution, but let's face it, there's not a perfect solution. There's what may work best that we can accomplish in our space and budget, because budget's a big thing. So that's kind of my goal then and then those half cubes, I can put like I can slide my cinch and my laminator, and I had a whole bunch of things I thought of, like my easy press and things like that, and those, because they'll fit in there. So I can put like my different little machines that I don't use all the time in those, so that they're easily accessible, but they're not taking up valuable space that I work continuously out of. I don't like a lot of stuff on my desk, which is why this room does not work for me at all. I whispered that, but really, that's why this room doesn't work for me, is because my desk has to have stuff on it continuously. Actually, I don't know how I would craft here, because I kind of need my computer in here. This one is actually hubby's computer, because I have to check his email on a regular basis. Mine is sitting on my work table as a result, and so I can't craft because it's full of stuff. But I want to find a place to put my computer and leave it at all times. It'd be nice to have that for hubby's too, but hubby's, I just basically need to check it every day or two, which I need to get better about that. It'll be easier once we're in a new room. So I was thinking they have these little like keyboard drawers that you can clamp to a desktop. So I was thinking about getting one of those and just putting his laptop under there, folded up when it's not in use, and then I can pull it out, check his emails. I've been trying to unsubscribe him from a lot of stuff and change things to mine that we really need more, but there's certain ones that, like, they have like a my chart for the health. He needs a separate email than mine. I suppose I could put in a third browser maybe I could do it because I have two browsers. Maybe I could just access his from the second browser and sign him in and see if that would work. I may have to see if that would work. Then I wouldn't have to get his computer out all the time. Honestly, then if I needed to, I could leave one computer over here and one over there. But that's kind of what my thought. Though maybe he'll want to try to use it a little bit more. I'd like him to try to play his baseball game on the computer or play with him. But like I said, I'm hoping to do this. She's got an 8-week and a 12-week GOC, and the 12-week GOC was kind of what I was leaning towards using. But instead of a weekly basis, do it on a monthly basis. A lot of people have said they think this will help them more, because this is maybe if I had a whole month to work on my paper, I could actually finish my paper, because you can't finish it in an 8-week challenge, especially when you're doing everything else during that same 8 weeks. Because the way it usually works with Tiffany is, okay, you do this for a week, and then the next week when she adds something else on, you're working on that new topic plus the previous topic. So I think she did paper, then photos in the 8-week challenge. Well, photo week, you're also working on paper again. And then when she introduces embellishment, you're working on photos and paper. She stacks it on. So my thought was more just to stick with that one topic. If you wanted or needed, you could go back and do that, but it wouldn't be part of the homework. I'm trying to think about a homework. I'd love to try to do giveaways, but I don't know how well that would work. If I could figure out a fair way of, I guess I would have to do that from, like, if I did a monthly video for that, you'd have so long to comment on it, and then a comment would be posted, and then I would just have to take care of mailing that. I'm not sure about giveaways. I'm just not. I mean, I'd love to, but I just don't know that that's going to be possible. It's why I always refer to them as unofficial, because there's not live videos by Tiffany. There's not giveaways. So, but I think they kept holding off and doing a challenge because they were thinking they want people to be able to get the products. Well, the products are just, Crafter's Companion is not stocking the products on their own website, at least not a very limited selection are they stocking. And they're also not getting them out to the retailers that are carrying it. Scrapbook.com carries most of Tiffany's line when they can get them in stock. That's the biggie, when they can get them in stock. Stamps of Life carries not all of it, but they carry quite a bit of it. She doesn't carry some of the larger items because of shipping costs. So it's like, okay, I'd love to be able to do something like that, but I don't know that financially or logistically, I guess, I can pull it off. I've got a few months to determine whether that can happen, but we'll see. I'm hoping that maybe I can get a lot of participation in it. Normally I don't worry about subscribers, but it would be nice to get the subscribers up, because I think in order to go live without any restrictions on you, they keep changing the rules, so I don't know what all the restrictions are now. For a while you couldn't go live from a mobile device if you didn't have a certain number of subscribers. I don't know if that one's still one of the rules or not, but I think one of the ones right now is you can only have so many viewers over the number of subscribers that you have, or I don't know. It's weird. But so I'd like to get that subscription number up for maybe the purpose of trying to go live. I'll definitely do a monthly video where I just come on, explain what the homework is, where to find some of the resources to help you with that line. But that's kind of my goal. I don't know how well I'll do at teaching, but I love the system. I'm good at usually providing the link. So it's something that if you're interested in, I would definitely encourage you to join either my Facebook group or the Get Organized with Totally Tiffany group. Mine is Barb's Craft Studio. I believe it's linked in my YouTube profile, but I will also try to add it to the info box. That one I'll have to go and edit from a computer. I usually don't bother to do that right now. I want to get better about a kind of YouTube schedule. I know I'm going to tell you it will not be set in stone. As I've mentioned on my channel before, my husband has dementia. Most likely it's Alzheimer's, and most likely it's early onset. So I'm a caregiver, so my time is sometimes not as flexible as it needs to be, I guess. I can't always say I'll do this at this time because something might come up that requires me to be somewhere else at that time. But I could do my best, and hopefully maybe I could find a time to do a live that would fit in to the schedule where, like, maybe, I know it's might be kind of an odd time for some, but like maybe like a Sunday morning, because my oldest daughter is home on Sundays. We don't usually go anywhere on Sundays because my youngest daughter works on Sundays. So something like that. You know, maybe I could make that work for a live, either on YouTube, or I don't know how it works on Facebook, if I can do both. I'm going to have to do some research. Words are just leaving my head. And it panics me when they leave my head right now, because I'm like, God, please don't tell me I'm getting... I mean, when you have a loved one with it, you see every little pause in yourself as a warning sign, which probably means it's not, because I'm not sure he really took that as warning signs. But and I can get that way from my autoimmune disease. If you know anybody with fibromyalgia, they have a thing they call fibrofog. It's something similar with autoimmune patients. They get that where they just can't stay focused or concentrate. And sometimes, it's like the word's right there, but getting it from here to here is not working. But I'm hoping maybe enough people will be interested in it that we can work on the challenge together. It's always, I think, can help hold you more accountable if you're working with a group, even if you don't really know the people. But that's what I was doing. I was also thinking of maybe trying to try it into, I always did the 100-day project, like maybe 100 days of organization. Because if you think about that, if we're doing a year-long challenge, 52 weeks, if you only had to do 100 days of organization, it's 2 days a week. If you spent 2 days a week and you only have to do it for 10-15 minutes a day. Sometimes I think I actually work better when I can do it in small segments, because I don't get as distracted because I'm focused on what I'm doing. But I'm really hoping to hear from the contractor soon about a start date on my on the garage craft studio. I also need to see if I can try to find somebody to help me move the big things. We had bad flooding in the area, and we had an inspector here in regards to that today, and she said, well, maybe you could hire someone. Like, I really can afford to hire somebody. People don't understand that. But I also don't want all of my boxes of craft stuff moved there at one time, because then I'm going to be overwhelmed by it. I want to move. Now, if I'd been able to do a 3-car garage and a craft space, but I'm only going to be able to do a 2-car garage, I would have just said, you know what, I won't park in my space for a while. I'll put all of my boxes in that area, and then I'll just bring a few at a time over to the craft room. But I'm not going to have that. So we're just going to do the best we can. I'm hoping to maybe get somebody to help move the furniture over, because I want to move the cubes from this room, my Alex drawers, And I have this big hope chest in our bedroom that I want to put in the TV viewing area. I want to get like a little love seat for us to sit on to watch TV, and then along the other side I thought I would put that love seat there because I kind of use it as a bench, so if the girls were out they would have someplace to sit down, or if we had somebody, if we have friends that we sometimes meet for lunch, if they want to come over and sit with us for a while, if we meet for lunch here in this town, they'd have someplace to sit. But that's just kind of my thing, and it would get that out of there. I'm going to take the cubes that are in that room out. I want them brought out there, and they're bigger ones. Those ones I definitely need moved because it's a 12 cube unit. I want to put those where they're 3 high and put the TV on top of them. We'll use it kind of like an entertainment type center. It's sturdy enough. The TV's on top of it in there. So that I can put some bookshelves in our room to put my Nora books and some of the other books that I have left to read on and in there. My daughter's going to use this room I know she's going to put her books and like movies and maybe like CDs in here. I think she wants to put a desk in here too. But, that won't be so bad, because she can just put a desk along one of the walls and then use the other walls for whatever. Like I told her, maybe if she doesn't use all the closet, maybe we could figure out a way to put like a bin in there for donations. But anyways, that's all I've got to share. Thank you for joining me. I'll catch you next time.